Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. Munson here with a Good Morning Portugal show, the live stream, the podcast, and of course the Portugal Club, where we will go, where you can sign up free of charge and take part in the Portuguese citizenship test question, which today has reached the magnificent number of 59. Yes, question 60 on Monday, folks. And we go to Porto for today's question. For the citizenship test question, it's a mock. It's not a mockery, but it's a mock, preparing you for a possible citizenship test that may happen, of course, as a requirement for part of becoming a Portuguese national here in the future. And we're still waiting, aren't we, to find out what's happening with the Constitutional Court and the proposed changes. What a time to be alive. How are you this morning? We're making our way to a bon fin de semana. I'm very excited, actually. I have more than usual. It's hard to imagine, isn't it, how I could be any more excited than I usually am, especially on a Feelgood Friday morning. After the show today, I will be recording the first resident podcast news review with the Natasha Don. No less. If you read the Portugal Resident, you'll be familiar with the work of Natasha Don. I like the cut of her jib, and it's going to be my great pleasure to talk to her one-to-one and take a deeper dive, a delve deeper into the news stories from the Portugal Resident, now known as the Resident, of course. They've had a rebrand there to celebrate a significant birthday. And a part of that, I suggested to them, well, isn't it time to do a podcast? And guess what? Bruce, the boss, said yes. So really looking forward to recording with Natasha after this show, and that will be released on podcast platforms. We'll be propagating that out across the podcastosphere, if that is such a thing, and you'll be able to pick that up at your usual podcast receiving technology sometime soon, and it'll be released on Spreaker and YouTube today for sure, and slowly propagating out across the usual networks for enjoying and receiving your podcast, your other podcasts. So great, including the Good Morning Portugal show, I hope. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Good times. Chatting to Natasha Don later on this morning, and the podcast published later on today. How are you this morning? I see it's busy in the chat. And also yesterday, actually, I'm going to do something, a nice little relaxing thing for you while we're chatting this morning. What do you think of this? Look, more footage from the remarkable Portugal, Lisbon Oceanarium. And here we are, swimming with the fishes in a good way. not in the way that was suggested, immortalized in gangster movies. Is that nice and relaxing? Let me know if you like that. One of the magnificent exhibits. I guess these are deeper sea creatures, aren't they? In there, very happy. The fish are so well kept at the Oceanarium. Seem so happy there. And here's one of the tanks where I was just able to squash my phone up against the glass, and there they were. Just swimming about happily there. So a little bit of a relaxing backdrop for the moment while we check out a few of your comments. Very good. You're here, Gina Fiore, because we've got an update from the coach a little bit later on. Yeah, he sent me... he sent me this picture. He's going to have an update a little bit later on. Around 8:20, he'll be joining us. And if you need a fitness program, I'm going to ask his permission to make it absolutely free at the Portugal Club. We've got the 50-plus fitness program there for Bon Viveurs, the God Squad. Come join us, Gina, over there, and I'll give you the link for doing that a little bit later on. Let's do that together. That'll be a lot of fun. And the coach joining us at 8:20 this morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Is TDS already? What? That's early. Hola, bon dia from Chris, who joined us. Well, he sent me a video yesterday. 913-590-303 is the number to send pictures and videos. And Chris did send me a video, but I didn't see it in time. And I didn't recognize him. Kind of like, with his clothes on. And by that, I mean without his hat, his beanie hat and scarf. He did look like something from a Star Wars movie. Pete was absolutely right about that. So get a bit of a Capricorn Chronicle from the public transport of His Majesty's United Kingdom in just a moment. But let's listen to Chris's message to us that I neglected to play yesterday.
Yeah, good morning, Carl. So got into the office early. It was very cold this morning, so I'm not going to do a video from the street. Sorry about the blaring background there, but yeah, so this is my view from the office this morning. It's really bad that you can just about see it, but you've got the Shard there in the background and the sun is rising. But yeah, you know, so this is my home for the day. Well, it's my home for every day actually. But yeah, so good morning, Portugal. Have a great day today. Don't let anything get you down. I'm not even going to be miserable today. I'm just going to be, there's no tales from the train today. Today, it's just Chris being happy. Nothing's going to bring me down. Keep smiling. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.
It seems like he had his Feel Good Friday yesterday because he's definitely complaining again this morning. Hola, bon dia. The best day of the week is Friday for public transport in London. Very few people go in the office, so the chances of imitating a canned sardine without the oil or water is almost zero. Well, that's a nice Portuguese connection. You can pretend to be a sardine on the busier days there with happy memories. Another very, what is that? Oh, chilly day, I see. Passenger boards a train walking down the carriage with her mouth open, mimicking a goldfish, vacuuming. Chris, please look it up. Susceptible host and germ theory, the distinctions there. Oh, you've had a COVID inquiry, haven't you, over there in the UK? That cost quite a lot of money, didn't it? Only to come up with the conclusion in many ways that people just knew it was a massive incompetent mess. Anyway, vacuuming up all the germs as she passes, as this year hurtles towards the finale. PTO, hold on. Okay, less and less people will be in work as they need to spend all their unspent leave. It's as if people don't like going to work, isn't it? It's as if they're not going to their calling and vocation in life, and they're just going there to make money to support their rat race treadmill. I only have 3 weeks left to work this year. Just count. It's not like you're counting down or anything. Oh, Portugal, here we come. Nice one. Chris, thank you for the update. Always makes us feel better. Thank you for taking that bullet, as it were, on the, well, wouldn't it be nice if you were on a Japanese bullet train rather than a slow rattler in the United Kingdom there? But thank you very much for your updates. It makes us feel so much better. Heidi Hi Gumpers, fully staged up. See the coach in a little while. Looking forward to joining Cole on the show this morning. After that, coffee followed by the cold job of fitting some new outside lights. Oh, the excitement, living the dream there. And some on this days. We've got Munson memes, and we've got on this day seems to be back with the tea duck. On this day in 1877, Thomas Edison announced his invention of the phonograph, the first device capable of recording and reproducing sound. Woo. In 1931, the horror film classic Frankenstein, directed by James Whale, not that one, and starring Boris Karloff as the monster, premiered in the United States. And it would have been cutting edge horror at the time, wouldn't it? Terrifying people, I suspect. Something that we'd let our children watch these days, I'm guessing. And in 1953, the British Natural History Museum, I used to work there. Not then, though, announced that the famous Piltdown man's skull, touted for decades, has a missing link in human evolution. I didn't really work there. Was distancing himself from the British Natural History Museum. It was a forgery. Yikes, Piltdown man. They kept that quiet when I was working there. Morning, coach. I already have Thai abs, but they're wrapped in pizza. Ah, that's what was confusing us. Lenny is on the mend. He is crawling about, but he is just being brilliantly stoic, as animals are. So the cat that got run over earlier this week, we're still waiting for a veterinarian prognosis, but pain relief, anti-inflammatories, all sorts of care is going on with our team here. I'm staying out the way. I'm just trying to be as helpful as I possibly can. But he seems to be in very good hands and making a recovery in the way that cats can, it would appear. Not cats, yeah, in the way that cats are able to do. He hasn't had a CAT scan. Well, it would make sense, but he hasn't. Bon dia to you, World Traveller 161. How are you this morning? Good to see you here. And will you add Phasia audios in other languages? What does that mean? Starting with European Portuguese to encourage proficiency. The dates look delicious. I think that's a user choice at your end. You can, well, let me know, Adrian. Is that possible? I mean, tell me what to do. I'd be very happy to put European Portuguese subtitles on the show if I can initiate that from YouTube. That's a great idea, no question. But I think as a YouTube user, you select that yourself. But I'm happy to be educated on that. Bon dia. todas infeliz sexta-feira. Yeah, Thursday, it's true. It is Friday evening. It was the Expats Portugal Premium Lounge and a chat with Sarah Davey, who managed to save an expat who was moving 15 grand in the Euros. So that will be published on Sunday. And a very interesting session last night in the Premium Lounge. We were talking about politics, actually, and came across a political party called Volt that I'd not heard of before. I was laughing and joking about our pick, Manuel Vieira, the man who wants to give us the free wine, free Ferraris, and encourage a lot of pigmentation altering fornication. And I also found out last night that apparently he's going to be banning illness. You'll like this, Chris. He's going to be banning illness, and if you sneeze, you get deported to Madeira. Just two more of his policies that I was hitherto unaware of that I found out last night. The youngsters, they didn't see the funny side, actually. Madalena, bless her, she thought it was ridiculous the amount of publicity he was getting on the Portuguese media. And this party came up, who popped up out of nowhere. I'm just wondering who they're funding. It's very interesting. They appear to be aimed at young people with a European, like as in a EU slant. And suddenly they're there. Volt España, Volt Países Bajos, the Netherlands, Volt Alemania, Belgica, France. It's funny, isn't it, how some of these political movements and people just suddenly pop up. In the way that it takes other people a long time to make their way through politics. Occasionally, something like this happens. I wonder who's funding them. Just to be a little bit cynical there. Give me Manuel Vieira every time. He's the expat's choice. I'm not speaking on your behalf I suppose I kind of am, aren't I, by saying he's the expat's choice. He's my expat's choice for the foreigners. Vote Vieira. He's going to keep standing until he gets elected. And we've got the Portuguese citizenship test question to come this morning. It will take us up north to Porto. Enjoying the fish as well, actually, this morning. Let's go back into the fish tank for a moment. And some Munson memes. Thank you for this day in history. Excellent. Enjoying those this morning. It says I am chatting under one bag and a passport. Oh, that's you, Mike. Okay. But you are showing up on our screen as World Traveller 161. Yes, your other job. You've exposed yourself as the travel blogger, World Traveller 161 on there. You've entered a parallel universe. Okay, it's official. Pete says so. Cold this morning so far from Hugh. Good morning, Hugh. Hugh's not Hugh's normal name also showing up. I think your handles, your people's actually, yeah, look at this. Pete as well. Your handles are on YouTube are not what you think they are this morning. There's some funny stuff going on at YouTube that me and Mrs. M seem to be experiencing every day. Quite weird, quite weird. Oh, and thanks, Chris. You sent me another video this morning. Mel's here, who is Simply Live to 2,466 on YouTube. Pete is Solar Life Portugal 657. So something a bit wonky at YouTube then. Love your videos, Chris. The frost has definitely reset you into positive mode. Well, it was only for a day, to be fair, and no mention of Brexit. Don't shush. Glad to see you back on fine form. But did like the Ewok sand people. That was it, wasn't it? He looked like an Ewok the day before. Bon dia Gumpers on Saturday Eve. Yes, very good. At Welsh Jackie. Not Welsh Jackie 522. The Welsh Jackie, everybody. And I live in Corning, New York. New York State, where Mark Twain and Edison were friends. Edison had Corning glass create the glass and filament for the light bulb. Isn't that amazing? And isn't there a filament light bulb somewhere in the States that's been burning since his day? 1953 was a bit late for you in the Natural History Museum. You worked there as a kid, didn't you? In between your duties. Yeah, in between my shifts at the soot factory. At the coal mine, absolutely. I was actually the canary in the coal mine as well. It was another one of my jobs. Freezing in my office, in your orifice, with 10 degrees. Yeah, I said last night, I've coined the new phrase for Portuguese weather. 20 is the new 0. Once you get acclimatized to Portuguese weather, anything below 20 is bloody freezing, to use a technical meteorological term. You need to move further away from that mountain, Matty. Nice and toasty where Pete is. Not sure why the YouTube is using our other names. It's the same for everyone this morning. It's nothing personal. And yeah, coldest morning so far in Viseu. And that's very, very accurate there, Hugh. 0.07 there. Very good. Surely, don't call me Shirley. You can just wrap your. Yeah, I thought you might go for the old furry hot water bottle. No other euphemism intended there. Morning to you, Sarah, who's Sarah Yerman, 5,760. So romantic, all these lovely names. Yeah, Duck22 as well on YouTube videos. Click the little wheel next to the CC button. There you go. That's how to do it. Oh, we can't get. Yeah, you'll have to learn Portuguese on the replay and not on the live stream. YouTube has been doing this for several years on other live streams, but what? Not here, not in European Portuguese, perhaps. Okay, a few of me memes to share with you that come up, and I think I'm a little bit addicted to this particular kind of Portuguese infographic meme. Those that have been coming up on my feed. Have I shown you these yet? Oh, this was a nice bit of my to let you know, heads up on the Can Muslims Integrate in Portugal article. That is in the Portugal Resident today. An interview with Alim, Dr. Abdul Alim, and Alim to you and me in our community. And he I've had a great chat with him, and it was so good. It's over two parts. Part one is there, and picking up on the idea, can Muslims integrate in Portugal? We had TK Abirinik. Abso-freaking-lutely they can. Can Muslims integrate in Portugal? Abso-freaking-lutely they can. I am living proof, says this correspondent on YouTube. I may not consume alcohol, but for you, my friend, I will toast to cheers with a 0% Superboc. Nice one. Assalamu alaikum to you, TK Abiranik. Sorry, I've probably made a right old mess of that, but there you go. That was lurking on our video and picture deck. Oh, we don't need to do the population. This one I thought was interesting. The Christian population from Islam to Christianity, a percentage of total populations. Look at this. In Portugal, we have 84.8% are down as a Christian population, presumably. Notably, Vatican City are 100%. It's a requirement of the job, is it not? But in Portugal, 84.8% of those. How many of you go to church? It's hilarious, isn't it? At the moment, it's a Christian country. And see you in church. Well, no, it's a Christian country, but I don't actually go to church or anything like that. It's a family culture. But I'm delaying having children and getting married. Come on, you guys. We've got to put our money where our mouth is with our values and ethics and aspirations, do we not? It's all very well the hyperbole and the aspiration, but I think there's a very pleasurable part to having a family. Just ask Manuel Vieira. But look at that, 84.8% of Portugal Christian there. And this is what I'm doing. I see a list of flags and I'm looking for Portugal immediately, so I can bring you this kind of update and news, which probably doesn't stand up to any kind of rigorous fact checking. But I think it's indicative and interesting. There he is, the man himself. What's this? Oh, there's my mask from yesterday. These are two. I can only look at these by looking at them with you, because they're so tiny on my little preview here. What's this one here? Ranking of countries with the most handsome men in the world. So I'm looking for the Portuguese flag on this one, everybody. And guess what? It's not there. Not even with the addition of us foreigners. 1 in 10 of us, or thereabouts, adding to the idea of handsomeness here in Portugal. But not even the influx of many good-looking, just look around you, look among you, and the good-looking gumpers here. Why has Portugal not made the cut here? Spain, number 1. That hurts a little bit, doesn't it, for the Portuguese fellas who might consider themselves, and the Portuguese women who put forward the fact that their men might be among the most handsome in the world. But I can't see Portugal on that list. Can you? No. Let's move on. Portugal then on this one. Is it illegal not to offer a vegan meal? Stand by for Pete's vegan jokes, everybody. Is it illegal not to offer a vegan meal in public institutions? Looks like the only country in the world that has that as an illegality against the law. You have to have a vegan option on the menu. I don't think you need a law for it. I suspect in most places, if you tell the restaurant you're vegan, they'll be helpful and help you. But it's in the law. It's in on the statute books here in Portugal. you have to offer by law a vegan meal. There you go. And that wine we were talking about, Skudosh was the right answer, of course, the currency that came before the euro. Dej Tush Deutsch. I was way off trying to remember the name of this one. I want to try it. I love that label. And Tush Deutsch apparently are an ancient currency. And isn't that a good-looking bottle? Talking about of handsome, isn't that a handsome bottle? Anyone tried that? The Dej Tush Deutsch. And would you find another one here? Look, our eyes go to the bottom left-hand corner. With such memes, would you fight for your own country? Percentages of men and women combined. I mean, Capricorn Chris in the UK, you barely want to get on the tube, let alone fight for your country, I suspect there. I don't know. I don't want to speak on your behalf. But generally speaking, only 26% of people in the UK would fight for their country, compared to 28%, interestingly, here in Portugal, 22% with our neighbours Spain, 38% of the Irish. Look at this. Would you, yes, you, would you fight for your country, wherever you have come from? And finally, yes, Alice. Now I'm going to keep that because there's bound to be a dietary part of my conversation with the coach in a little while. I think I'm going to hold the Portuguese citizenship test question. Scar's looking good as well. I think I'm going to have to put some makeup on. I can't inflict that on the on the Portugal resident readers who will be listening to the podcast or watching it on YouTube, because they don't know me like you know me. Or I could have the scar showing, can I, and not mention it at all. And I'm thinking, ooh, yeah. Okay. We have what's this? YouTube has been doing this for several weeks, not years. Okay, weeks for the simultaneous translation there. I don't think we're enjoying that at the moment for Good Morning Portugal. We'll see here in this territory. Had a great cycle with the gang yesterday through the Bioria. We are all doing a best Bifana and beer cycle this afternoon. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Living the dream there in Portugal. Fantastic. Send us pictures of the porky feet. And Daira sometimes the porky feet on this occasion with YouTube doing whatever it's doing this morning. I'm an atheist who identifies as a Christian. There's a lot of it about. 4 degrees in Lago de Deus, Eiras Coimbra. My little Sander room clock. What is one of those with the oil heater on full in my tiny bedroom? It is a lovely 25 degrees. Oh, I put the heater on for dinner last night after the webinars. A nice chicken dinner. Thank you very much, Mrs. M. Put the heater on, and that awful moment when you come down in the morning and the heater has been left on overnight. Lovely warm room, no one in it, and like €300 worse off, probably. Religion has nothing to do with church, in my humble opinion, or why would have happened, what did happen in churches, priests and kids. Well, yes, certainly. Let's not shy away from that. But maybe not throwing out the baby with the bathwater necessarily. Stats Globe, brought to you by the Spanish Tourism Board. Yes, with Spanish men, the most handsome in the world. Funny that. For some reason, your link didn't come through this morning, maybe linked with the funny YouTube handles. Same link as before, if you are trying to join me now. Yeah, actually, I clicked on someone sent me an Idealista link on, okay, let me, oh, I see. I did send it, and there's a little red dot there. The internet was a bit wonky last night. I don't know if WhatsApp is playing up when it comes to sending links. Yeah, that didn't send you absolutely right. That's weird, isn't it? And someone sent me an Idealista link yesterday, and it said, "This looks like abuse. We're not opening up for you." Well, okay, please yourself. Don't sell me a house then. Really weird, huh? Oh, that's a fine-looking plate of food there. I see some snails on that table there from the Bioria cycle ride yesterday. The coach will be proud of you, Andero, Porky Feet this morning. Hey up, Nick. Thanks for your message this morning, our resident musician. He might be the resident musician as well. He's very kindly offered a snippet of his music for the new podcast as well. That should be better for you there, Ian. That's Juice Ian 100, everybody, aka the coach. For some reason, your link didn't come through this morning, maybe linked with the funny, something a bit weird is happening, isn't it, with links? UK is proof the modern integration is not working, Carl. The word Christmas is not offensive, and Christmas events being cancelled because of threats from from the religion of peace. Oh, come on. You can celebrate Christmas if you want to. I mean, there is a temptation, isn't it, to get caught up in the culture wars, which you're very entitled to do, of course. But what's the cost and what's the result of that? Let's stand for what we believe in and celebrate it. I don't think there need to be any problem with that necessarily. Fight for my country, only against aliens. Matty there, only fighting for Germany. I guess we'd have more of a NATO approach. Although, yeah, NATO's probably not going to exist by the end of next week. But anyway, thanks, Coach. He's here now. Yes, fighting for Germany, but only against the aliens. And you probably wouldn't be in Germany. I'd be in a world army, wouldn't you, by that point? United against the aliens, whoever they might be. But let's check. If there is an alien invasion of any kind, I want that fact check first, straight away. It's probably just Boris Johnson dressed up in some sort of Halloween outfit. I had to switch from top chat to live chat in order to see Jackie, the most indisputable leader of the gang. Top chat. Everyone remembers that. Coach is dancing, not the translation. Okay, all right. Sorry, we're there now. T-Duck. Honestly, you don't want people cooking your vegan or vegetarian meals who don't do it voluntarily. It can be below dismal. Yeah. Angry chefs. You don't want the food of an angry chef, do you? You want to taste the love, not the repressed anger. Did you do this in the microwave? No, I did it with my repressed anger. There's your vegan meal. Don't come back. Nice big round of applause. Coach Turner, everybody.
Good morning. Bon dia. Bon dia. Buonasera.
I think these fish might be a bit distracting in the background here this morning, Coach. So let's get rid of them. Yeah, so you're well, but a little bit chilly, right?
Are they Babel fish? That would be useful.
No, I don't think so.
So I had talking about Babel fish, had a very bizarre conversation with one of the girls we coach, who's now 24 and be quite successful at work up in the city, and bright young lady, first from the University of Birmingham. What that means, I'm not sure, but anyway, very bright.
Ouch!
Ouch! So somebody mentioned Babel fish because we were talking about translation, and of course she knew nothing about Hitchhiker's Guide. So I said, well, it was originally a radio series. And she said, well, what's a radio series? Is it like a podcast?
Yes, yes. Other confessions are welcome this morning. I said
a radio series.
Yeah, but yes, absolutely.
It's not like radio's disappeared or anything.
It's not, is it? But it has changed. I mean, it's funny. I mean, radio is hanging on in there, isn't it? As one of the perennial media, it would appear. Despite, if you subscribe to a radio service now, they tend to have been grouped together and they want you to get the app and everything. But it just won't die, will it? As a way of somebody speaking like this into a microphone and someone else hearing it. Podcasting has come, all sorts of things have happened, but we seem to like it as human beings, don't we? The radio.
Well, it does seem to be almost comforting, I think.
Yeah.
And you uses your imagination. But I guess, podcasts can do that as well as, hey, you should know that.
Yes.
as well as it is the human, I think it's the human voice, isn't it?
It is.
It allows us to imagine things. Lots of us listen to radio when we're driving.
Yeah.
Personally, these days, I actually find it too distracting.
Do you?
So I just turn everything off and... yeah,
that's definitely a thing, isn't it? That's a meme, isn't it? Have you got to the age where you turn the radio down when you're trying to find somewhere, as though that's going to help? I suppose it's a bit of an extra distraction you don't need. Yeah,
like someone talking to you.
Yes. Not now. I think the video hasn't killed the radio star. Then is what we're saying. Other confessions of that kind, Coach. On the Expats Portugal call, talking to Sarah Davey yesterday, I said the phrase "fax it over." I couldn't, and Sarah laughed. I mean, she did know what I was talking about, but it's been a while, hasn't it?
Well, they're up there. I think there's still one or two places that insist
the government
on faxes. The government.
Yeah. I think there are still a few government machines. They probably have to buy.
And indeed, I had a refund. I think it was from the DVLA, so that's the Vehicle Licensing Authority in the UK for those not UK born and bred. And it came by cheque, and it was for about 32p.
Oh, that's sweet, isn't it? It cost.
Check. What do
Yeah.
you do with a cheque for 32p?
Can you imagine the the total cost of sending you a 32 pence check
yeah.
on all levels of what what that
It's
someone
probably 15 quid or something
and
ridiculous.
the rest, right? And the rest,
Yeah.
the postage for a 32 pence check was probably more than 32 pence alone.
It was. It is.
Yeah.
It's
Amazing.
Anyway.
Amazing. I know, I got a check
we-
scrapped a car here. That was like going back to the 1980s and having my first few bangers. They'll still pay you in this country if you scrap a vehicle. And the guy, it had already, a mechanic had already had a go at it. So he said, look, we can't give you the full amount because somebody's already had a little bit of a scavenge on this. But we can, I think it was like 70 euros or something, better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Another phrase people don't say so much because it's, abusive, I suppose. But he said, hey, do you want to do it by IBAN or check? And I said, oh yeah, IBAN will be a lot easier. And I said, no. Actually, I'd like to do it by check because I've never had a check in Portugal. It's another sort of thing I can tick off.
Tick off your list.
I want to know how this works. And he's like, okay, fine. And he was able to give me a check there and then. In a really, and I was in an office. I was in somebody's office. And they got the checkbook out, and it had been pre-signed by the directors. It was like going back in time. It should have gone black and white and cigarette smoke everywhere. It was like it was really, anachronistic. I think is the word.
But we always used to have 2 signatories on a check.
Yeah.
So one of us would sign a load of checks so that they could actually be used.
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, plenty. I don't think we ever had a problem. Some didn't arrive, of course. But
well, of course, you had the £50 check guarantee card, did you not, as well, to stop fraud and overspending?
Oh, yeah. If you were taking it into a store or something.
Yes, and the credit card machines that actually ran embossed triplicate vouchers as well. I mean, these are all things that the girl you mentioned, the young lady you mentioned, would just look at you and think, hold on a minute. So you took your credit card into a shop and they had a machine with rollers on it, something from the Bible, Old Testament credit card machine. It didn't always work as well. It didn't always work, did it?
It used to print onto papyrus.
There's one for you. There's one for Visa. Then there's one for the shopkeeper, for the accountant.
All different colours.
Yes, fantastic. Happy times. Times. Right, okay. Right, you've got updates for us.
Yeah. Well,
update.
a couple of surveys or studies that have come in lately. Not dates. It's you and I riffing on WhatsApp again.
Yeah. Easily pleased, aren't we?
Keeps us quiet. Stops us getting into trouble, I guess.
Yeah.
And one of them was a study of about 2,500 people looking at how you can build muscle mass at different ages, which is kind of interesting. And it was a 12. They gave the what are they? The studians, the people in
research.
The
research. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, gave them 12 weeks of resistance training, 2 to 3 times a week, to see what the effect would be at different ages. And not unsurprisingly, the most mass gained was by the sort of younger group up to about the mid-30s. And they gained about 1.7, certainly more than 1.5 kilos over a 12-week period. And I know, we're all trying to lose weight, not gaining it, but gaining the right stuff is good.
Yeah.
Older people, so those over 60, gained nearly a kilo. But the middle age, so sort of 35, 40 up to 60, only gained less than half a kilo, which is kind of interesting. And what it suggests is actually the older people are probably coming from a lower base, so you gain that rather quickly. So that was kind of an interesting study. So it shows that, you know, even at my ancient age, you can actually gain muscle mass
Okay,
just by
that's
doing.
no. And people, I notice many more people who speak of this subject are coming round to your way of thinking and the importance of building strength in older age. That this is
Yes.
becoming more and more apparent, is it not?
It does seem to be,
Yeah.
you know, because and the reason I got into this for older folks in the first place was seeing how poorly my mum and dad did as they
Yeah.
got older.
Yeah.
And my dad, you know, he'd been fairly active, but he gave up being active. And eventually he fell over and broke a load of things and went downhill from there. And I was
Yeah.
thinking, you know, what can you do to stop that and staying
Yeah.
active? In fact, back to athletics. I've got a mate. I talked to him the day before yesterday. He's 87 and still training. And he's the guy he's got gold medals and all sorts. But you wouldn't believe how old he was to look at him.
Yeah.
He looks about, you know, late 50s, early 60s. So it can, you know, he's probably exceptional, but you can gain muscle mass, improve your position. The other sort of update, which was again related to resistance training, was actually they were looking at different types of training and how it affected your brain activity.
Ooh.
Because, you know, that's the other side of growing old, isn't it?
For those with brain activity.
Yeah. What was I talking about again?
Yes.
But it showed that resistance training so, you know, it could be weights, it could be body weight, all of those types of things, is really good for your brain. It seems to release a chemical that helps the nerves communicate.
Yeah.
So,
We'd expect
you
that,
know,
though, wouldn't it? It kind of makes complete sense, doesn't it?
well, why better than, you know, something like yoga or tai chi or just going out for a long walk? I
Right.
don't know. You know, that's the point they were making. However, having said that, the sort of mind body things, tai chi, yoga, those, perhaps Pilates as well, those sorts of activity are unsurprisingly quite good for your general health, but also your active memory, so that your working memory seems to improve that.
Right.
Whereas the sort of longer aerobic stuff, of course, improves blood flow. Well, that makes sense. But also your long-term memory, for some reason. You know, they now need to go and study and find out why, but it does seem to be a trend. So you know, rolling back to my, you know, 3 S's. So stamina, strength,
Prophetically turned out to be, yeah.
speed. Well, maybe. You know, we're all looking at the same stuff, really. It seems to make sense. But I remember last month, Mel said, well, what about mobility?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I know Mel does a lot of that sort of activity. And it triggered a memory. Talking about memories.
Synapse.
Yeah, when I did my first coaching course, which must be nearly 30 years ago now, and it was under a different regime in British athletics. It was British athletics then, not UK athletics. You know, bloody names and things.
Rebrand, before the rebrand.
Yeah, rebrand. Well, yeah, the current lot need rebranding, that's for sure. Anyway, and for athletes, you need 5 S's. So it's the 3 I've been banging on about for how many years? Must be 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, it could well be, couldn't it? And I think we'll come back to the course in just a moment, because I think we should make it free for everybody on this special day that you're here. But I will come back to that.
Yeah,
sorry.
So you know, strength, speed, and stamina, but also suppleness, so mobility,
Yeah,
and skill. So you know,
right.
athletes, no matter which which events they're doing, whether it's throwing, jumping, running. Some are more skill orientated than others, but the skill of a sprinter or a pole vault, blimey,
Yeah,
the
incredible, isn't
skill
it?
involved in that is just tremendous.
Yeah,
So those five actually you can apply to life, so you can improve all of your motion by learning how to do it properly. So
yeah,
even walking we can improve, and there's stuff about that on the video course, isn't there? About
yes,
how best to walk.
agreed. And yeah, all transferable stuff, and anything you've done habitually for all your life is worth looking at.
It is.
I would
It
say.
is.
I would say.
Because you could probably improve it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You think people that don't understand track and field, I'll call it that. So everybody knows. So our friends from across the pond know what we're talking about. Um, Everybody that watches track and field but doesn't understand it think, oh, well, I could do that.
yeah.
Yeah, with about 10 years training,
Yes.
a coach
Yeah.
to tell you how to do it properly, and
Please
because it
don't try the pole vault. Yeah, don't
no,
just
don't try the pole vault.
don't just pick up a pole and give it a go. You need some.
But even sprinting, you see, at the big kids events we have sometimes down at the track, they'll always have a dad's race and a mum's race.
Yeah,
And the dads are far more competitive than the mums.
yeah.
I know that's a sort of sexist thing to say, but
True though, isn't
but
it?
it's true.
I mean, women are helping each other across the line while the fellas are pushing each other out the way,
Pushing
right?
pushing each other. And you can guarantee that 2 or 3 of them will have pulled a hamstring by the time
Yes.
they've got round
Yeah.
200 meters.
I can imagine, these events. I'm thinking, Coach, when that happens. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and now the dad's a sprinting race, and the St John's ambulance paramedics look at each other and go, "We're up," because
Exactly that.
Because
Because they don't know how they can run, but they can't sprint properly.
hell for leather,
And they just go mad. Either run out of puff or pull something.
Yeah.
So anyway, skill is a huge part of athletics, and actually, as we grow older, it's a huge part of what we do. I mean, yoga requires a lot of skill. Tai Chi, you have to learn, don't you?
Yep.
So all of these things, they're all good, by the way. They're all much better than sitting on your backside watching the TV. Don't need much skill for that.
As much fun as that is, there might be some better things for you than doing that, and new things to enjoy and learn. And prompted by Gina this morning, who needs a fitness program. Well,
morning, Gina.
Yeah, good morning to you. I'm going to the classroom of the Portugal Club. I think you're a member over there. Everyone can join up at the Portugal Club at the basic level. And as I scroll down here, you'll see the one of our very first courses that we put together with the wonderful help of the coach, the God Squad Gentle Fitness Program. There you are, sat on your exercise bike there. And you start with a little bit of increased breathing, because you can have a giggle, because I've written fartlek there. That just makes everybody laugh and smile straight away. That's the first thing you might notice. And I'm going to make this, there was a certain level you needed to get to in the Portugal Club of interaction. But I think because we're going into the winter, because this is an important thing, I'm going to flick the switch on that. So if you're a free member of the Portugal Club, you'll get access to that. So give that a go, Gina. And anyone else who wants to stay strong, who wants to pick up a bit of speed and develop a bit of stamina, and now today, bit of skill, bit of suppleness, you can do that. You can do that thanks to the coach there, and this wonderful work that began 4 or 5 years ago. I think you're right there, Coach.
It must be.
Been a while.
A long while ago.
Yep. So
it was just post-COVID, I think, post-lockdown.
When we felt like we really needed it. Yeah, excellent, excellent stuff. Right. Whilst you're here and still on the... Oh, sorry, did you have any more to add? Did you?
Not related to that, but I can't remember if we talked about it when I was out with you in San Martino.
Yeah.
But there was a group of German rowers that
were
rowing out in the bay there, and I couldn't work out what they were doing, because rowing at sort of top. Well, I knew they were rowing, but at top level,
Yes.
you know, they were proper athletes, doing all sorts of different exercise on the beach, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they were out rowing every day, and I discovered that there is a new rowing event that's going to be in the next Olympics in LA. And we won't talk about whether the Olympics should be in America or not, but that's another story for another day.
Why?
But well, I just think LA's, America is not a safe place for a lot of people coming in. They get locked up,
okay.
sent abroad, and all sorts of nasty stuff. Anyway, another story.
Right. Okay.
This new
That's going to be, there's going to be a lot of Olympic news then. Okay, thank you for that.
Morning Thunder.
Yeah.
So it seems that there is a new event, and it's offshore sprint rowing. So it's actually rowing through waves is what they were doing, but it's only very short distances. So I don't know what.
Well, they came to a good place. The Atlantic coast of Portugal will be a good place to train for swimming through waves. My God, are they mad?
No, they were in the bay. They didn't go out beyond the bay.
Yes.
But obviously they were there certainly at least a week, if not 10 days.
Right.
And they were then heading out for a competition that I believe was in Turkey, which I think was the Europeans.
Well, you did some intel then. You found
well, I did, because it just fascinated me. Because I'm a sports nut, so I like all these sorts of things. And I used to do a bit of rowing, as you did, I think, on the.
No, I can't. I did. I said I was rowing, but I didn't actually go.
Oh, that's right. You escaped to Harrods or the V&A or somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the one. So anyway, it was kind of interesting, and then I did a bit more intel, and the UK has its own squad, and the epicenter of that seems to be Fishcard, where my mum came from.
That's a lovely place. Well,
I get it, I suppose, because it's relatively protected from the worst of the weather, because there's a big area that's within the harbour that they could use, and you get the same effect as you have in the bay in San Martino.
And
it's
another
protected area with some waves, but not the huge, big, crashy ones.
Well, our Atlantic Adventures man who set up in the summer is also trying to get a world championship of these. They're like an aquatic hoverboard, a little like a surfboard with a little prop underneath.
Oh, what do they call them? Boiling boards.
Yeah. He wants to bring the world championships of that to the bay, which I think is a lovely idea.
Are they the ones with the wings?
I think he's got all sorts. He's an extraordinary man. He's the one who plays the fiddle while surfing. He's done the most extraordinary.
Well, of course you do.
He's an extreme surfer, or extreme violinist, actually. He's an amazing man, and he'll fiddle for you, as it were, while you drink wine in the bay. He'll take you out on his catamaran in the sunset.
And play the big red cat.
Exactly, yeah, it's that guy Nunu. He's a lovely bloke, and I tried a lovely bottle of fizz with him on his boat in the summer. So I hope he'll be back next.
He let off a load of fireworks while we were out there.
Oh, people do what they want here, don't they?
Yeah, it's great.
Look at this, another coach here. I coach 2 current boxing world champions. Isn't that a lovely thing to be able to say?
Wow.
Yeah, great stuff.
Respect.
And we've got Henry and Nina also talking about building strength here. Bon dia. We're all for weight training at all ages. All ages being it's not just like a young fella's testosteronic thing anymore, is it? Pumping iron. This is a good thing to be doing for all of your life, to build the strength, keep the strength. So much great information out there. Being in the industry for a long time, there are fundamentals, but you have to find something you enjoy. That's a very important point.
True.
Yeah. First course was under WABA in year 2000. They are fantastic and still going. Then knowledge on building muscle, the foundations of health and longevity, is second to none. So you might want to look up that resource as well there if you're interested. Testosteronic. Yes. Well, that's for everybody, though, isn't it? We all have testosterone, don't we, at some level or other? Some of the Olympic team train on the canal. Yeah, like what was that? It was the Olympic team they just went past on the canal, like seeing a kingfisher. And we have some fun with them. Use tea bags is common, apparently. What, you throw your tea bags out the window at the Olympic team? That's so disrespectful. Well, she's so naughty, isn't she, that woman? Right, okay. The
And
Portuguese...
just up the road from me, really.
Yes, yes.
Only about 10 miles away.
Watch out for flying tea bags.
Hemel Hempstead, yeah.
Two
Hemel
votes.
Hempstead, the home of the famous magic roundabout.
Oh, how lovely! How lovely! So many.
Well, no, it's a real roundabout, which has a huge centre to it, and then multiple little roundabouts around the outside.
Like
has about seven different roads coming into it. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's like something from a science lab, by the sound of it.
Been there for years.
Right, let me put this to you, if I may, then, Coach. While you're here on this Feel Good Friday, Portuguese citizenship test number 59. Which traditional festival involves hitting people with hammers in Porto, Portugal? Sounds terrible, doesn't it? Couple of votes already in for A, São João, Sant Antonio, or São Pedro. What are you going to go for, Coach?
Oh, I seem to have lost your.
We can hear you better actually now. I think that's actually a better sound. Funnily enough, we did have a complaint.
I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. It's not something I know about.
Would you like to make
lots of the answers to your quizzes, but not.
Good man. Are you gonna try to guess? Okay, me too. And I think that is probably the right answer there. And just so you know, we don't send a message around the world that people hit each other with hammers in Porto. These are plastic hammers that I think replace garlic or leeks. I think it was leeks, actually. Again, your Welsh ancestors will be proud of this event. People used to smash each other with leeks at Saint João, as I understand it, but that gave way to those squeaky plastic hammers. I think I prefer a leek first thing in the morning, if you know what I mean, rather than a plastic hammer. But I guess it keeps the Chinese shops in business for those few days up there in Porto as well.
Get thrown away the next day.
And then they're all in the river, aren't they? Alongside those lanterns. Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us. Your sound has gone a bit wonky, I think. So you're going up a ladder. You be careful. You're putting some lights up. Are you in the freezing cold of UK?
Yeah. Well, when we had the extension built, so that's what you can see up there.
I think we've lost him. We've lost you completely now on your sound. You've had some proper wonky sound this morning, Coach, and I think that's gone completely now. And we're never going to find out about the light.
I'll send you a message.
No, there you are. We've got you back now. We've got you back.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I had to put some new lights on because the old ones went fut, basically.
They did what?
They went, they fut.
F-U-T. Okay, all right. All right.
Yeah, so they don't work properly, so I've got to put some new ones up. So I'll get cold later on.
Right.
My fingers.
You go steady out there. Yeah, be careful up that ladder. But then you've got the strength, stamina, and suppleness and skill probably to pull it off. So yes, go pull it off. Go pull it off, Coach, and have a great weekend.
Who doesn't like to? Yeah. All right.
While we deal with this bombshell news from Welsh Jackie. Cheers, mate. Ciao. There goes the coach. What's happening in the chat since I turned me back and had a chat with the coach here this morning? Okay, so critical for menopausal women and finally getting press about that. Is that building strength, possibly? Some of the Olympic team. Oh, yeah, we've done that, haven't we? You chucking tea bags at the Olympic team. Apparently, another symptom of the menopause is coming out. I came out of my menopause with a crush on Vladimir Putin on the Ritz. Very concerning, yes. And I think was it you, Mel, earlier on, who agrees with the Spanish Tourist Board sponsored meme saying that Spanish men are among the most handsome in the world. I think that was your comment earlier on. Let's have a look at some of these comments. I think there was more about. There's always, whenever we talk about veganism, it always prompts quite a few comments. And I think from Sarah, some advice perhaps here as well. Thank you very much. Where did we get to? Vegan is difficult in some places, says Sarah. I know I should be vegan. really, but only manage vegetarian outside the house there. And I think we go back even further than that. Talk of cooking vegan food as well. Yeah, and your tip, you don't want. Yeah, there you go. You don't want your vegan food cooked for you by an angry chef. Vatican City, 100% Romanist heretic and pseudo-Christian. Ooh, perhaps, unless there are some hidden real ones there. Controversial there. Bit of Christian infighting. Yes, Spanish men are indeed handsome. In my experience, most restaurants, vegan food, even in vegan restaurants, is not very healthy and loaded with salt, seed oil, and processed fake meat. I think the thing is, when you go to a restaurant, they're trying to add value, and that's the way they tend to do it, right? If you do something very simple, perhaps people feel like they haven't got value. I don't know. Others, clearly you have. If it's beautifully prepared and the ingredients are amazing, you're getting value. But I guess the temptation there is for the establishment to show off and do things which will be adding flavor using notably, yes, salt, oils, and sugar. And fancy things that you might not have had before. Mel, be careful. There could be a health and safety issue. What's that? Adrian, I was referring to the Catholic and child abuse, not to mention the countless wars in the name of religion. Yeah, the finger points back to humans, doesn't it? Whatever excuse they use, I think when you take the Scooby-Doo mask off, there's usually a human being there choosing to do something despicable, but actually were fought for profit. Yeah, I stay as far away from church and then I think probably that is the rest of that comment. Morning, Gary. Good to see you. Don't worry about Christmas, everybody. Capitalism will never allow Christmas to be cancelled. Cynic. Cook vegan food. You don't cook it. You rip up a few lettuce leaves, shove it on a plate, serve it with salt and vinegar. Vegan, of course. Job done there. Maybe we won't go to Jackie's for a vegan feast. The requirement to celebrate Christmas is to have money. If you don't, your doomed kiddos are the ones who suffer the most. Well, that's cheered everybody up this morning. Do people not like their veggies? Love heaps of vegan food, including soups. Yes. Underneath all the labels, there is just the enjoyment of clean and pure food. And you can get some great ingredients here in Portugal, can't you? If you go to the market and you can knock up some fabulous vegetarian or veggie soup as well. And you don't have to eat meat every day. I mean, that's what we've conditioned ourselves into doing. We conditioned ourselves into having 3 meals a day, didn't we? Which was like a capitalistic, industrialist thing to do. Now we're hooked to it, and now we want meat in every meal. I'm not sure we started out like that. One of our best mates is vegan, and it's usually chips and a few leaves of lettuce, or if he's lucky, a bit of onion and tomato. We have about 3 good vegan restaurants, but it isn't easy over there in that part of Portugal by the sound of it. I guess the kids today have no idea what a blank check means. I wonder. Not vegan, says T-Duck. I'm mostly fresh fruit, vegetables and potatoes. Trying ordering that in a vegan restaurant. Most only offer fake meat dishes. Yeah, they want to emulate, don't they, the standards that people are avoiding, perhaps. He would have paid for those checks, plus he would now have to declare the full transaction. He would have done as well with the IBAN, to be fair there. And it was a very reputable establishment there, not a scrapyard where some of those things go on, I think you're referring to. There, excuse me. Watch out for building muscle mass. Portuguese has a sprained right rotator. Yeah, I wonder what he's been doing. Stop it, Peter. Right shoulder and wrist from his internet research. He's hurt himself doing too much internet research. Vegan is difficult in some places, says Sarah. I should be vegan, but yeah, only managing vegetarian outside the house. I'll be at the market in El Padrino if anyone gumpers want to meet up with my own stand for the first time. Exciting time. So there you go. Meet Matty in person at Al Padrino Market tomorrow. We still use checks in the US, paper and electronic. It's going to be a while, isn't it, before that's over? Because some people need that sort of symbolic thing, don't they, rather than purely electronic. You've got something in your hand there for those that need it. Hope you have something warm to wrap up in. This is to Matty, I suspect. We found a great new bar there, so we will get you a drink when you finish. Nice one. Gumpers meeting Gumpers. Always love to see that. Occasionally, I still write a check off my US account, drop it in the mail, and cross my fingers it gets back to the States. So there are people among us still with checkbooks. The easiest place to make vegan food, says Matty, is your own house. I struggle to get good vegan food outside, says Matty. I think we're going to finish with that update from Capricorn Chris, another Capricorn Chronicle this morning from a cold London. Matty, surely you can only get proper vegan food on a planet-destroying battleship. What's he talking about there? One of my favourite meals is an avocado, a tomato, sliced purple onions, rocket, and corn tortillas from T-Duck's Book of Recipes, which should be available as a stocking filler by Christmas. Mr. S there, get your money ready to buy that. Not vegan, but I'm 46 years a vegetarian. That's quite an achievement there, Jackie. I'm having a hard time hearing following the coach. Is it just me? Yes, because he's gone now. No. While he was on, I think there was a little bit of a wobble and wonkiness with his sound. Today's low temperatures in the east of Portugal. Thank you, Antonio. Good morning to you. -1. Winter is coming, mate. It's already here as far as I'm concerned. Yep, 10 degrees in Lisbon. I'm afraid to slide open the door. 10. That's -10 with my new scale of 20 being the new 0. Great to see you, Henry and Nina, this morning. Thank you, everybody, for all your comments as we make our way into a bon fin semana this weekend. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. Who's this? Welsh Jackie, Solar Life. I would like to be meta, what's it called myself, into BCAD's kitchen. What is going on here? You two have got a special language between you both this morning. I bet it's huge. What is? What a place to make sweets. That's my excuse. I've no idea what you were talking about there, Jackie, but I'm sure it sounds like a lot of fun. Sweets were involved. Non-vegan restaurants use all that crap in cooking too. Yes. Wow. Asked to see what ingredients the restaurant has. Yeah, that'll be popular. It's always possible to conjure up a vegan meal, even without oil. Xerophagy for my strict Orthodox Christian fasting, in my experience, everywhere. That's interesting. Another angle then on the veganism there. Xerophagy, no oil. Yeah, I think you've talked about that before. Right, let's queue up Chris's video here. I shall need to download it first. I think you sent that to me on WhatsApp. 913-590-303. Where are you, Chris? I'm struggling to find your video. And yes, I found it now. Another message then from the smoke, as we call it, back in Blighty. Just loading this up and wishing you a very good weekend. Yeah, cheers, Mike, as well. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. Wrap up nice and warm, of course. Yep. 20 is the new 0 here in Portugal. Those of us who are acclimatized are really feeling it at the moment. But according to Antonio F., it looks like colder is coming. So let me just load up Chris's video here, and we'll send you on your way with another message, another Capricorn Chronicle from Capricorn Chris in the smoke this morning. Where are you, Chris? I think that was yesterday's. Where are we? I think it's a big one. It's an eye-watering big one that we're loading up this morning. Here we go. I found it now. A minute of Chris chatting to us from a freezing London. Let me bring that to you now. And yeah, wish you a very good weekend. Take care. And I shall say bye for now. All the best to you. Nice big round of applause for you. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everybody. Bon.
Good morning, Portugal. So today I decided to do a little bit of a landscape video. So here you have it. Here's the game for this morning. Name the buildings. Okay, building number 1. Okay, name this building. What is it? Building number 2. What's this? What's the name for this building? What's the metaphor? Building number 3. See that slidey building right there? What's that building called? Come on, guys. This one in the middle. Okay, if I put my finger on the building, that one. What's that building called? Let me know. It's Chris from Capricorn 12. Have a good day. Good morning, Portugal.